With the 60th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jeremy Brown from Oklahoma State.
Ah, this guy? And he's terrible.
Good night, everyone, and thanks for coming.
There's my guy.
Your guy was told by his agent that he was going to be a late first round, maybe second round draft pick. Your guy's supposed to be in New York with the rest of those chumps. Your guy's about to blow his freaking lid because his dream of being in the NBA is still just a dream.
Hey, chill, man. I know this isn't how we wanted it to go down. Believe me. Like I told you, you're my last best hope at the agency. If you wash out, I wash out with you. But I was thinking, maybe this was the best thing that could have happened to you.
How you figure that, genius?
Better to go undrafted and have a choice than to be picked late by a stacked playoff team where your chances of making the team are about as high as my chances of dating a supermodel, which, despite my contagious charm, are pretty freaking slim.
So what's the move, man?
This just affects our timing, okay? You just gotta keep working hard and be ready. Injuries, overhyped draft picks. Sooner or later, players are gonna wash out and they are going to call you. You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Good. Remember, Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team and made fools pay for it the rest of his career. Use the draft day slight as motivation, a chip on your shoulder at the beginning of a long journey. And like every journey, this one begins with a single step. So your first step is to keep working hard. And we'll find you a home before you know it.
All right, man. I'm believing in you, bro. Make it happen. Undrafted, basketball has been my life since day one. What am I gonna do now? This can't be the end. Is my dream really dead?
Okay. I know you've been staying in shape, working hard on your game, waiting for your shot.
Yeah, so when's that gonna be? Because you told me not getting picked was a good thing.
It was. It was. This is America. Freedom of choice and all that good stuff. And that is why I'm here. Now is the time. Teams are able to offer 10-day contracts at this point, and I've been on the phone nonstop. There's some definite interest in you.
What's that mean? I get to pick where I want to go?
Whoa. It's not that easy, my friend. But there are several teams willing to give you a little tryout, see if it makes sense for them to sign you.
Listen, man. First of all, you're not my friend. You're my agent. And second, where's the list? Because I'm ready to play.
Keep in mind that these teams have varying levels of interest. If you want the 10-day deal, you're going to have to work a lot harder to impress some of these teams than others.
Man, I don't care about that. Where's the list?
Okay, here's the list. Let me know where you want to go, and I'll make it happen.
You handled yourself pretty well at the pre-draft workouts. But that's not quite the same thing as playing with real men in the NBA, now is it? Now listen, we don't bring guys all the way out here because we don't think they can contribute to this team. We've got a good mix of veterans and some young players here, but we could always use some fresh legs and some game. You'll be running with the 2s against the 1s. So let's see if every GM in this league was wrong for not drafting you. Because if you prove you belong, all the talent evaluators were idiots.
Oh, I belong, all right. Ain't no doubt in my mind, Coach.
You're a rookie.
Huh?
Some of my colleagues thought it might have been a fluke.
What?
Said there's no way an undrafted rookie could be that good.
All right, so what do you think?
I think you can do it every day of the week.
You sound like a smart man.
And the smart man has some advice for you.
What's that?
Tell your agent to stay by his phone. That's right. If there's any way we can get you here, we will.
Move, man. What are you doing?
We got our foot in the door. The Pistons have offered you a 10-day deal.
Why not a year?
Because you're an undrafted, unproven commodity. But they saw enough to take a flyer on you. So you have exactly 10 days, 240 freaking hours to show that you belong. You perform, you got a shot at a guaranteed deal for the rest of the season. We both live to breathe another day. You don't, you got a shot at being last in a long line of might have beens, and I'm probably out on the street too. Living in this rat hole.
Hold up. Rat hole? This is all I can afford because you didn't get me drafted.
Let's call it a charming fixer-upper. Now pack your bags. We're going to the show.
Yeah, boy. I'm going to the league. I got my foot in the door, and I'm going to kick this sucker down, man.
You better. I don't want to ruin any more suits sitting on these vermin-infested couches of yours.
Man, it's my house you talking about. Finally, I'm in the league.
You did well in the workout and in the scrimmage.
He's a baller. You give him a legit shot, and he's going to make the most of it. I mean, when it comes down to crunch time, there's no one...
10 days, my man. We'll see if he can swim with the big fish. If he does, he might have a shot to be signed for the rest of the year. He might even find himself a spot in the rotation. If not, son, he's back on the streets. You ready?
I'm ready, willing, and able, sir. You'll see.
Good. Get out of here. You too.
Another one of them flip mode joints. Bust the vibes, y'all. Word mother, y'all. Check it out, y'all. Just sing to the left, sing to the right. Make it feel good, make it feel alright. One time. Feel good, yeah.
So you're the rookie that's gonna shock the world, huh? Sure as heck gonna try. Good, I'm glad you're here. Just remember, it's all out there for you. Work hard, listen, watch how we do, and you got a chance to be something special. Now let's see what you got. Thanks. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm pumped. Let's do it.
We are live from the Palace of Auburn Hills for this Eastern Conference battle featuring the Pistons here in Detroit. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA and all its great action. Moment here, we get a glimpse coming off the bench of the first official NBA appearance from the Wizard. Just an amazing story we have here, Clark. Here is someone who has had to scrap and fight every bit of the way, but now he's made it on his own to an NBA floor.
You know, he got passed over by all 30 NBA teams during the draft, but he stuck with his dream, and now here he is. I mean, let's hope he can make the best of it.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron is the 3 with Thompson at the 4. Kyrie Irving is out there with Smith, and it's Mozgov in at the center.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Pistons.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And that one's good. Drummond.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
An uptick in minutes last season for Andre Drummond. The Pistons had brought him along slowly, Clark, in his rookie season, much to the frustration of the Piston fans.
You know what? It was the Pistons training staff, though, Kevin, that pulled back the reins. They found he had some imbalances athletically that predisposed him to injury, so they wanted to be cautious with him, and it looks like it's paying off.
LeBron sets the screen for Irving. Buries it from three-point range. Irving's got 5.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Prince outside. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
And for Drummond, you think about the stress on his joints, moving so quickly at his size. He needed to develop his core muscles to protect himself. And you know, the trainer's caution was validated in year 1 when he ended up missing a couple of months with a fractured vertebra in his back.
5 on the clock. Smith drives in. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. 7 points in the game.
It looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
Now the dish to Meeks. Passes it to the Wizard. Prince outside. There's the pick. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. And the Pistons lead by 1.
And Drummond played starters minutes in year 2. You have to give him a lot of credit. That young man stayed patient. He worked diligently, putting in the time with the training staff to improve his body and his conditioning. Hard work prepared that big athletic body of his to be able to handle that additional workload.
Caron Butler is checked in for Detroit. Jackson comes in for Meeks. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Perkins, he's checked in for Mozgov. Marion comes in for Thompson. Mike Miller's checked in for James. And Shumpert in there for Smith. Step back and squared up. The Wizard gets it to go, and that's not just any basket, folks. Those are his first points here in the NBA. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Blatt as he addressed his team. He told Kyrie Irving that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach stressed the importance of getting the ball in his hands as soon as possible at the start of their possessions. No question he's going to be the key guy for them offensively. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
And thank you, Doris. Shot, high post, and that one's good. Irving's got 7.
You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Dishes it to Jackson. Butler against Miller. They set the pick. Butler attacking. And he lays it straight in. Butler's got his first bucket in this one.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Irving dishes to Perkins. And stolen by Drummond. And the first half quarter welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
been a solid outing for LeBron.
For the Pistons, Caron Butler's checked in for Drummond. Caldwell Pope comes in for Tayshaun Prince. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Jody Meeks. Cleveland also making some changes. Sean Marion is checked in for Mozgov. Jumper comes in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Caron Butler is out there with Greg Monroe. And there's Jackson. Then there's Jennings. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3 slot. That's the group for Detroit. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. 4-point game. Last time they met in Cleveland.
Well, they benefited from some very loose play from their opponents that night, Clark.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game. Some were caused by their good defensive play, but some were just careless.
The Wizard passes to Caldwell Pope. Here's Butler. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Pistons.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys.
In for Detroit. The Wizard comes in for Jackson. Cleveland also making some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for Marion. Smith comes in for Shumpert. And Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. LeBron is the 3 with Thompson at the 4. J.R. Smith out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Perkins in at the 5 down low.
This definitely wasn't the way they envisioned overtime working out.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Cleveland moving the ball around. Irving attacking. Thompson inside. He's against Williams. Irving kicks to James. Pass to Smith. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. An impressive victory in overtime after an exciting end in regulation.
You know what? In a long game, fatigue can sometimes
The bad news is we feel like a 50-year-old rec league bum, and we lost the game. You're supposed to ask me what the good news is.
What's the good news?
Good news is I don't think it's possible for you to play any worse.
Is this supposed to be making me feel better?
Nah, man. It's supposed to make you understand that it ain't just you. We all got work to do if we're going to do something special this season. So put this one behind you, learn from it, and move on, all right?
Yeah, all right. But a 50-year-old bum, though?
If the shoe fits.
Come on, man.